YouTube, what's going down? So, stealing money scarred me. First and foremost, I will defend myself to the end of days. Do I think I stole people's money? Absolutely not. Was what I did ethically sound? Sure. I mean, for a 6th grader, I think I was an innovator. So here's how the story goes. When I was younger, I always wanted a job. I wanted to be able to have a job and make my own money and just be able to spend it on kid things. I had a Pokemon card addiction at the time that needed to be fed, and apparently my mom didn't understand why I needed to buy a Japanese dark holographic Charizard. The rarity of that card was palpable. But being in 6th grade, unfortunately, I was not legally old enough to have a real job. So my parents always encouraged me to get creative and figure out ways to make money. But there's one thing that I love more than working and making money, and that's not working and making money. That's not true. I think a work ethic is extremely important, but I also do think that being creative is also extremely important. So I got creative. Every Friday were football games at our high school. And if you weren't in high school, you still went to the games, but you just hung out behind the bleachers and tried to put your arm around girls, or awkwardly tell your friend that you like a girl, that he run over to her and find out if she likes you too, and if she does, then you'll go over and talk to her. There's a shitload of kids hanging out behind these bleachers. I saw that as an interesting business opportunity. In fact, I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back right now for recognizing at such a young age a demographic that has a huge disposable income. The idea was simple. I'm gonna go up to everybody that I see and just ask them for $1. I'm not gonna tell them to give me $1. I'm not gonna threaten them to give me $1. I'm just gonna say, hey, can I have $1? And if they happen to ask why, which a ton of them didn't, I'm just gonna say, I'm really thirsty. Now me and my creative mind realized that I'm thirsty is just a statement. I never said that I was gonna use their $1 to buy a drink. I'm saying it out loud now, and it sounds kind of morally gray. But I did it anyway. And as I asked each person, I found it even easier just to nonchalantly walk up to kids I didn't even know and just be like, hey man, you might have $1? Most of these kids had parents hand them a wad of cash before they went to the game. These kids never spent the whole thing anyway. There was one that I do feel kind of morally bad about. I don't know how I should feel about it now. It really actually to this day kind of fucks with my psyche. A girl said she'd pay me $5 to walk around with her for 5 minutes. I literally hoard myself out for $5. And on top of that, on an actual serious note, I do feel bad because I feel like I might have taken advantage of an individual that just kind of needed a friend. Wow, now I feel like a bad person. Aside from that one incident, I am certain I did nothing wrong. At the end of the night, I made over $150. Let's say a combination of some kids just give me $1, but a few kids would give me 2 or 3. Always there's a few people ask me to walk around with them for 5 minutes and give me 5. Fuck, that's awful. But the point is that people willfully gave me money. Somehow word caught on that I was doing this. As a 6th grader, you don't walk around with a wad of $150 and no one notices. Do you realize how many Tamagotchis I can buy? I don't realize, that's why I'm asking you. I'm curious how many Tamagotchi. I don't even know what they cost anymore. I just remember spending way too much time cleaning up this thing's shit and you can never turn it off. Point is, this girl approached me and said, hey, you're stealing people's money. I'm telling my mom. Her voice sounded exactly like that. She was a troubled individual. At that point, I panicked. I had absolutely no idea what I was gonna do with this money. So before she could tell her mom, I took the entire wad of cash, saw this kid that I kind of recognized from preschool, and just handed him the entire wad. I figured I was off safe at that point. I was completely wrong. Next day in school, I get called into the principal's office first thing, and over the intercom, I literally had to apologize to the entire 6th grade class for stealing their money. I also had to give back $1 to every single person that I took money from. That'd be easy, but unfortunately I gave away all my money to this kid that I hardly know from another school. By now, he's obviously spent the money on a rare dark Japanese holographic Charizard. What else does a 6th grader do with $150? So my parents had to front me the money to give these kids their money back. Now, although my parents were kind of pissed at me, they were actually more pissed at the school for not harnessing that enthusiasm and teaching me something good out of it. My son's a goddamn entrepreneur! Remember that coming out of my dad's mouth. Having to apologize to the entire grade and give all these people back the money that I took from them was incredibly shitty, I'll say. It was a serious element in my scarred smorgasbord. So guys, in the comments below, let me know, what would you do with $150 when you were in 6th grade? For the next 24 hours, I'm gonna respond to every single one of you that comments. While you're at it though, click that thumbs up button because it helps other people see the video and overall reminds me you like what I'm doing. If you're into these videos, click the subscribe button. It's totally free. And seeing new subscribers always gets me excited. In the description, you can see my Facebook page page, my Twitter page, and my Instagram handle. And as always, guys, I love you. I made love with you.